Hello friends, myself Muhammad Fahim Hassan. Have you ever heard about these Next.js rendering techniques, CSR, SSR, SSG and ISR, and you get confused? You are not alone. And understanding these terms is not just for interview. Choosing the wrong one can make your site feels like it's running on a 1990s dial-up connection, and it can also compromise your SEO of your website. In this video, we are going to explore the 4 ways Next.js deliver the code to the user and what are the benefits and when you should use them. So without any delay, let's start. The first one is CSR. It stands for client-side rendering. This is how standard React app works. In my picture, you can see our server is sending just an empty HTML file with some links to JS and CSS. The user browser then download that JS, run it, and then content appears. For example, you are going to display list of some products in your browser. So what will be happen? Once the HTML will be loaded, it will again send the API request to the server to fetch the products list from that specific endpoint, and then in the second request those products will be loaded to the browser, and then browser will use the JavaScript to generate the HTML, and then it will show to the user. The benefit of this approach is once it's loaded, it feels incredibly snappy, great for highly interactive dashboards where SEO doesn't matter. And the bad part is it's terrible for SEO because bots see a blank page and can be slow on older phones, because all the rendering is going to happen on the user's phone. So if user is using a very older phone, so then your site maybe become some laggy, or it can be become a bad user experience. But this is for very old phones. I'm not talking about the now we have like iPhone 17, iPhone 11s. Like these are very highly processing powers phones. So for this type of phones, they render React apps very easily and the experience become very smooth. The next is SSR, server side rendering. So in the picture, you can see that this approach is different than client-side rendering. For example, a browser want to see a list of products. Browser will send request to the server. The server will fetch the products in the same request from database like product list. It will render the HTML on the server, and then HTML will be sent to the browser. So in this technique, you can see that all the rendering is happening on server side. So the good part is your content is always fresh. If you are building a stock market tracker or personalized social media feed, then you need this. And the bad thing is it adds server latency. The user has to wait for the server to finish its work before seeing anything. So you should use this approach where your data is user specific and changes on each page refresh. For example, if you're writing a blog, then you should not use this approach. We have the next approach, but if you want to display the data according to user, for example his history or something like this, then you can use this specific approach. The Next.js provide us also a feature where it can also render some code on the server and some on the client. So in Next.js there are server client components and some server components. So on the same request, when browser send the request to the server, this first of all the server runs the component that is actually written for server side, and after that there is possible that some components are client components. So when the server will finish rendering these components, it will send that to the browser, and then the browser will render the remaining components that are client components. So for example, if your web page is not too much going to interact too much with the user, like there are no forms or something like this, then you can use this approach. So the next thing is static site generation. It means that your site is built once. When you do npm run build, on build time all the pages, these are generated by once. For example, you have some blog pages, and let's suppose that blogs data is coming from a database. So at build time, all these blogs will be generated and these will be converted to some static files. And now each time the user will request to the server for a specific page, our server will just pick that page and send it to the user. So the good thing about this approach is it's lightning fast, and since the work is already done at build time, so the server just hands over the file. It do not do any processing, so no processing is done on client side and no processing is done on the server side. And the bad thing is, for example, if you have 1000 products and your build time will be forever. For example, if you change a price for one product, it will not be changed automatically. You have to rebuild your site. So when this approach is used, this approach can be used for blogs, documentation, and landing pages. And for this type of websites, our content do not change on daily basis, or it is not a user specific content. Obviously documentation will be same for everyone, so you can use this static site generation. So the last one is incremental static regeneration. So actually this is SSG that we learned previously, but with a timer. So you tell Next.js, hey, this page is static, but check for updates every 60 seconds. For example, you have write a blog, and now user are coming to your website and reading that blog. But for example, if some editor from your website make changes to that blog, then you have to wait until your next redeployment for your site on the server to those changes to be appeared. But with incremental static regeneration, you tell the Next.js like check the updates after each 60 seconds. So with that, Next.js will actually you can say that rebuild that only one page, not your full site will be rebuild. Only that page will be rebuild with the latest data after 60 seconds. So you can also set it for 1 day or 2 days. So friends, these were the rendering techniques in Next.js, and all these techniques are helpful, but we should use that what project you are going to build. So according to your requirement, you choose that what I'm going to build. For example, if you are for SEO, the static site generation is very powerful tool, because your site becomes very fast than WordPress, for example. And obviously you can use incremental static regeneration if you want your data to be very up to date. So thanks for watching.